My name is Hayden Allen, and this is my video over my American history final. So to start off, I want to go over my rubric. I have 3 different categories of criteria and 4 different categories to score each of them. The first one is the amount of people they have affected. In the first spot, we have excellent, which gets them 8 to 10 points, and this means they have affected the lives of almost every single person in the United States. Next is good, 6 to 7 points, which means they have affected the lives of the majority of people in the United States. Then you have fair, 4 to 5 points. They have only affected the lives of a large amount of people in the United States, but not quite the majority. Finally, we have poor, which is 0 to 3 points, and this means they have only affected a small niche group of people. The next category is have they caused a change in culture? Same thing, the first one will be excellent, 8 to 10 points, which means they completely changed the culture in the United States. Good, 6 to 7 points. They are responsible for a large shift in culture, however, they did not change it completely. Fair, 4 to 5 points, they are responsible for a small shift in culture. And then poor, 0 to 3 points, they did not cause a significant change or caused a very minor change in culture. Lastly, we have are they responsible for the making/changing of laws or acts? So excellent, 8 to 10 points, means they are responsible for the making/changing of very significant laws and acts. Good, 6 to 7 points, means they are responsible for the making/changing of laws/acts that are somewhat important. Fair, 4 to 5 points, they are responsible for the making/changing of a law/act with very little importance. And then poor, 0 to 3 points, they did not have any laws/acts that were made or changed because of them. Here are a few examples that I did. So the first one being Elvis Presley, he scored a 10 out of 30. Thomas Edison, who scored 14 out of 30. And Henry Ford, who came in second place with 19 out of 30 points. For the winner, I have Martin Luther King Jr. as the most influential U.S. figure. He received 27 out of 30 points. There are several reasons for this. The first being that he has literally affected the lives of the entire United States. The second reason is because of the way he has impacted African American culture in the United States through his rallies and protests. And lastly, he is one of, if not the biggest reason for the passing of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. I want to go into a brief, insight of who Martin Luther King Jr. is. So Martin Luther King Jr. was a U.S. civil rights leader born on January 15, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. His dad and grandfather were both priests. In college, Martin became an adherent of nonviolence. In 1954, he ordained a Baptist minister and became a pastor in Montgomery, Alabama. The next year, he earned his doctorate from Boston University and earned a job to head the Montgomery Improvement Association, where he would run boycotts that eventually led to the end of the city's racial segregation policies. Later on, in 1957, he started an organization called the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Through this organization, he began traveling the nation to educate and lecture people about how to help achieve civil rights through nonviolent acts. After traveling, he returned to Atlanta to co-pastor with his father. In 1963, King would help assemble over 200,000 people and deliver his infamous I Have a Dream speech. The march was so successful that it helped pass the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and led to a Nobel Peace Prize. King continued making efforts to fight for the equality of African Americans until he was assassinated by James Earl Ray on April 4, 1968. That is all I have for my final presentation. If you are viewing this, I thank you for watching and hope that you learned something, and thank you for watching.